Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Tonight I'm just gonna make a quick pasta in under 30 minutes for dinner, so stay with me. Here are a few of my ingredients. I'm using canned tuna, so it's gonna be a tuna and vegetable pasta. But because I'm using tuna in the oil, I'm gonna start off by dipping that oil in the pot so my food is not greasy, and then I'm gonna add some olive oil to make up for the rest of the oil I need. So inside the pot, I've added the oil from the tuna. I don't know if you can see that. I'm just gonna go ahead and top that up with some extra virgin olive oil. And I'll add in about 4 anchovies into the oil and a few capers. I'll let that fry for about a minute for the flavor to go through the oil before I add my other ingredients. So at this stage, the capers have exploded. The anchovies have started to dissolve in the oil, so I'm just gonna go ahead right there and add in my onions. This is 2 onions, just sliced up, and I'll stir that in. I'm gonna let the onions fry for about 5 minutes, and then I'll come back and add more ingredients. In the meantime, I've got a pot of boiling water here with lots of salt in it. That's gonna be used to boil my pasta. But for now, I'm gonna show you the veggies that's gonna go in the pasta. So over here, I've got some Brussels sprouts, and I've got lots of carrots, and that is gonna go in next. I'm gonna go ahead and add some garlic powder, about a teaspoon of garlic powder. I'd have preferred fresh garlic, however I do not have any with me, and I'll just stir that in and give it a chance to fry up a little bit to enhance the flavor of the garlic. Okay, now I'm gonna add about 1/4 teaspoon of chili flakes. About a teaspoon of basil, dried basil. A 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and about a teaspoon of dried oregano. I'll then go ahead and add my Brussels sprouts at this point and my sliced carrots. The reason why I'm adding the veggies in this early is because it's supposed to be a quick pasta meal, and I don't want the veggies taking too long to cook, so the sooner I add them in, the quicker they'll cook. I'm just gonna go ahead and give that a thorough stir. I've got my stove on high heat because I need this meal to cook pronto. Okay, so now we're gonna season our veggies while they cook. We'll add in some salt, about a teaspoon worth of salt, or if you've got heaps of water in your heaps of salt in your water for the pasta, then reduce the amount of salt so your food doesn't end up salty. But I do not have too much salt in my water, that's why I'm adding a teaspoon of salt. I'm also adding about a teaspoon of a gourmet vegetable stock or seasoning powder, if you want to call it that. And I'll stir that through again. The water for my pasta is boiling. It's boiling quite vigorously at this stage. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add in a packet of pasta. I've got 500 grams of pasta here. I like to cook large portions because we love to have leftovers in the house to eat the next day. So some of this could even be lunch tomorrow. So I'm gonna go ahead and just tip that whole packet of pasta right in. Always stir your pasta when you put it in the sauce, in the water, so it doesn't stick together. I have chosen spiral pasta today. That's what I'm using. There's no particular reason for that. You can use any pasta at all you prefer and it'll have the same outcome. So I'm just going to put the lid back on this pot so it comes to the boil, and then I'll take it off. Okay, so I've had the veggies in the pan cooking away for about 5 minutes now. I'm just gonna add the tomato sauce to it. This is homemade tomato sauce. I'll do a recipe on that later, but it's just plain tomato. There's nothing else added to it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tip that right in the pot. I've got 500 mils of tomato sauce here. It's not very concentrated, so 500 mils is not too much. And I added the herbs initially because this tomato sauce is plain. It's a passata, homemade passata. It's not a pasta sauce, so I had to add those herbs to enhance the flavor. Okay, so we've got the sauce here. We don't want it too runny because the pasta is going to go in the sauce. And we've got the pasta here. It's boiling. At this stage, both the sauce and the pasta should be ready at the same time. So once the pasta is nice and al dente, I will add that into the sauce. But just before I do that, I'll add the tuna in there, and then I'll strain the pasta, add it. And if the sauce needs to be, if it needs any liquid through it, I'll add some of the water from the pasta because that helps to thicken the sauce and make it nice. And we'll finish that off with some fresh herbs and some beautiful, beautiful shaved Parmesan cheese. I'm adding the tuna in now, and I'll just give that a gentle stir, very gentle at this stage. The sauce is ready. It's been about 3 minutes since I added in the tomato. However, the tomato sauce is cooked all the way through. It's been cooked and reduced, so it's ready to be eaten. And yeah, the pasta is nearly there. So I'm just going to turn this on low heat now to let the sauce gently simmer and help the flavors develop. So my spiral pasta is ready. It's nice and al dente. I'm gonna go ahead and strain it now, but I'm not gonna do that on the camera because I'm gonna need both hands to be able to do this very safely. So I'll be back very shortly. Okay everyone, I'm back. The pasta is strained. My sauce is ready. I'm just gonna go ahead and add the whole pot of pasta, boiled pasta, nice and al dente, into the sauce and give it a gentle stir. This is what the pasta looks like now. I've turned the heat off. I'm just gonna finish this off with some fresh parsley from my garden and some lemon zest. I'll just stir that through. Oh, that looks so delicious. Try this at home. You can use different veggies. If you don't like carrots and Brussels sprouts, sometimes I use kale. Broccoli is nice in this too. Yeah, there are lots and lots of beautiful veggies out there. Capsicums or peppers, some call them. Go really well with it too. So here it is, finished product, tuna and vegetable pasta. Midweek dinner, doesn't have to be costly. All the stuff you can already have in your pantry. And yeah, less than 30 minutes from start to finish, and it's ready to feed the family. I do have enough food here to feed at least 6 adults. So yeah, I'm gonna enjoy it. See you later. Bye bye.